you're able to share screens whenever. Well, there you go.
All right.
But I didn't know, let's see, if we wanted to just have people introduce if they're in a pre-college program or a college program, just to give you a sense.
That'd be awesome.
Here with
Yeah.
us.
I loved like just having a little understanding of who's joining us today.
Exactly. Wonderful. So if everyone wouldn't mind just introducing and just what your name and what program you're with and what institution, I think that could be helpful for Jerry to just know who's here with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Ashley. I was just gonna see if you'd kick us off.
I can go first. I'm Ashley Rothenberger. I'm at Chemeketa Community College, and I'm with the college serving side of the Disability Student Support Services. So.
Okay, great. Ashley, so I should probably say, Robin, who I am first.
That's a great idea.
and then that way I can make my little comments here and there. So my name is Jerry Jones. I like to say that I start with I'm an educator. So I spent 25 years in public education, school teacher, and then 17 years as a site administrator, 15 being a principal. So I know education, know pedagogy. I know what motivates people to learn and how they retain that knowledge. I now work for a company called Transfr. Transfr uses virtual reality for career exploration and training. And so that's why, Robin, it's really helpful for me to know like who's on, so like I can kind of see where it fits. So Ashley, you work with students with IEPs then?
They would have had an IEP if they were in like K through 12, some of them, but the umbrella of disability college it's pretty broad. So chronic illness, like learning, physical, all kinds of things. Short-term disabilities.
Okay, good, Ashley. Thank you. And anything with career exploration or training as a part of your role?
Not a whole lot other than, like discussions I have in my advising coaching and then like referring them out to like the career center or working with our career counselors on campus.
Okay. Thanks, Ashley.
Adrian, do you want to go?
We'll see. Is that working?
It sure
works.
Thank you.
Okay. Can we repeat what we needed to say?
Oh,
Because I was trying to get my mic.
Sure. It's just to give Jerry a sense of who's here. So it's just your name, what you
but now I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna go back and mute because let me figure this out.
All right, we can hear you, Adrian.
I'll chat you. Angel, can you go? Angel might be on the move.
I see Shane. Maybe Shane can interview.
Yeah.
We know somebody's there.
Hello. Can I get the prompt again?
Just your name and institution, program, like your job, and then your connection to career, like where the VR career stuff might be of interest.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks. Shane Robinson, Trio Advisor, Southern Oregon University. In terms of career, I think I'm a teacher by trade, so I do reverse design. So I'm always trying to figure out as soon as a student walks in here, they filled out the application to get in Trio, like where are we trying to get to? And then let's work our way back from there. And sometimes they have a very clear outline of exactly what they want to do. And I'm like, let's walk it back from there. What are the credentials? What's the major? That's right. Everything back from there sort of thing. And then and then on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, I have no idea. I'm just here at college trying to figure it out, and then everybody in between I'm trying to serve. So this would be super helpful. And then we've seen a lot of success with folks that have been transferring from Rowe Community College to here. Okay. And then I was also a pre-trio college advisor. So I worked at the high school level. So it was also very similar, to be honest with you. It was like, okay, you think you want to go to college or a career field, which one, or both? And then let's just support you. And how can I support you, sort of thing. So any more information I can gather from this, I greatly appreciate.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. Backwards designing, right? That's what we do in education. So thank you, Shane.
Liz, do you want to go now?
Hello, my name is Liz. I'm over at SOU with Shane. We share a caseload, so everything that he just said, even though I'm a school counselor by trade, not a classroom teacher is it's the same deal.
Nice to meet you, Liz. All right. Anyone else?
I think that's about everybody. Yeah, Angel is working with students right now, and so I think, and then Adrian, we couldn't hear, so I think he might just put it in the chat, but I think we're good to go.
All right, sounds good. And I initially met with Matt Bisek. Do you? Okay, you guys know who Matt is? Okay,
Yeah,
so
they all know who Matt is.
First met with, and then I think Matt from there recommended that I talk with Robin, I think, and then Robin shared that I should present today. So I'll talk about what Transfr is, and I think it might be a good idea just to do this brief 2-minute overview. I think it does a nice job of kind of showing what Transfr does, and then maybe since it's such a small group, which makes it really nice because Zoom can be kind of difficult. I'd love just to hear your thoughts and if it is applicable to the roles that you're in at the different school sites that you're at. So let me stop talking and I'll play this quick video. And can you still see my screen? All right, thanks.
Welcome to Transfr. Transfr brings the future of training to your organization with hands-on simulations that equip learners with essential skills they'll need to enter a new career. Trainees move at their own pace through the hands-on simulations where they gain valuable experience and can make mistakes in a safe environment. Got it. During instruction, our digital coach gives learners real-time feedback to help them develop skills and confidence.
That's right. That was a good attempt.
Learners demonstrate their mastery of basic skills through hands-on practice,
Nice.
building a comprehensive foundation of the knowledge they'll need on the job. Transfr's curriculum is developed with industry experts to create authentic experiences that introduce learners to safe working procedures and the tools they'll use to prepare them for real-world jobs.
All right. Now we're going to use this winch to haul up the
At
transfer.
Transfr, our trainer Simon contains the working knowledge from real human experts.
Welcome to the fuel station. While larger aircraft.
Training progress data is tracked along every step of their training journey and is available for instructor review. When a trainee masters a simulation, they're ready to demonstrate those skills with an instructor on the job in the real world. Transfr enriches traditional training programs, allowing trainees to learn wherever it makes sense without expensive industry equipment or facilities. Transfr's hands-on simulations combined with traditional training are a powerful combination to help learners along their pathway to prosperity and into well-paying jobs that are the future of every industry.
All right, let me stop that. And then any thoughts from any of you?
I think the career exploration side of it is going to be more aligned with TRIO than the actual training. But I like that the training exposes them to getting to practice some of those different industry professions.
Thanks, Robin. Yeah, that exploration that's not always possible for young people. Yeah, virtual reality is kind of transformative that way, and that prior to virtual reality, you wouldn't be able to go assist with a knee surgery or do some of these other things. It just, whether it's confidentiality or age or require, your background, you couldn't do some of these things. Anything else? I wrote down own pace. And so if you have a background in something, it might move quicker than someone like myself who it doesn't. That virtual coach, and it's not just Simon, there's different ethnicities and genders, which I also think's important, that learners can see themselves in whatever that career is. Like I said, I was an elementary school principal, so we worked really hard about getting literature in our library where they had a very diverse group of characters. Safe, and it's not just safe physically, like you're not going to shoot a nail gun through your foot or insert an IV incorrectly in a patient. or hurt emergency room patient. But it's also safe, like no one's gonna feel inadequate or not competent because that virtual coach is adaptive. And then I also put like real-time feedback. So feedback's really important in education. I remember like the worst type of feedback is no feedback. And so in education, we need to give consistent feedback. And so this does that. All right. So that was my thoughts. I'll move on from there, and feel free just to interrupt me at any time or ask questions if you have them. But Transfr is the largest virtual reality company in the world when it comes to career exploration and training. So we've been around since 2017. We have 340 plus different simulations and multiple different pathways that students can learn about. I was just looking online. So you guys know more about Trio than I do, but you promote educational equity, access, and opportunity for underrepresented students. And is that would be correct in your mission?
So that is the Oregon Trio Association mission, and all of the colleagues that are on here work for the specific Trio programs. So yes, this is the work that they do as well, but in a different, more academic setting.
Okay. Can you guys explain when you say, like, Robin, an academic setting? So explain just like a little bit more about what you're doing in the academic setting. Thanks, Shane.
Advisors to do it. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, sure. So once again, Shane, Trio Advisor. So our bread and butter is right there, academics advising. So we have students that come into us, and right now we're preparing them to register for courses for spring term. And we sit and meet with them. We make sure, they know when they can register, what's their data registration, what classes they need to work towards their degree, which ones are available. And we can go with that and make sure they're aligned with their degree, because hopefully that leads to a career, right? So that would be one thing. We're currently teaching, Liz and I'm teaching in person, she's teaching online scholarship writing. So we want to make sure our students are applying for scholarships in a competitive manner to be able to afford to continue with college. So then we're actually in the classroom. Today, for instance, some of us were at a resource fair downstairs in the Stevenson's Union, making sure students are accessing different resources from the community that was there. We do that from Instagram pages. Tomorrow we're going to a basketball game with folks. It's just kind of all over the place, to be honest with you. Now that I say
I love it. I love it. And I just think having a son who was at ASU last year, and he's back with us going to community college this year, and a daughter who's a first year in college, just thinking the work that you do and like just helping those students find direction. Just because they make it to college doesn't mean they really know what they're doing. And that's why between you and I, my son's back with us. He could have used a little bit more direction once he got there. And so I think that's great with the work that you guys do. So thanks, Shane, for helping explain that to me. Transfr is really about upward mobility for all. So it does align to the work that you do and helping everybody succeed. And so I'll just talk a little bit about how Transfr does that. So there's two sides to Transfr, and this is the one side that Robin said would maybe have more application. One side is career exploration. And I don't know if I put the slide. Yep, I did. I always refer to like ice cream taste testing. So when we were doing visitations with my daughter, I took her she's at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and I took her there. And we went to the ice cream store, and she samples like 4 different flavors. I'm like, that's kind of what career exploration is like. The more that we can have students taste test and kind of see what they like and what they don't like is really powerful. And so career exploration, these are short 5 to 8 minute long simulations where it's kind of a day in the life where you can see if you like something or not. The other side kind of alluded to, it's more where you're building the skills if you're going into a certain pathway. And they're not just 5 to 8 minutes, because in real life, not everything can be done in 5 to 8 minutes. So Transfr is always creating new simulations. So in 2 weeks, Transfr will be releasing 7 more simulations for career exploration. So this list is always growing. And so these are the current simulations that we have. So you can take a look at those. They're all livable wage careers, so well-paying, high-demand careers. These are also in Spanish. So the virtual coach actually can speak in Spanish. So I was at a workforce board, at Columbia Basin Workforce Board last week, and there was a student that came in. They also have a department, TC Futures, that works with migrant education. And one of the students there couldn't speak any English at all. And all I had to do was just change a little setting. The digital coach was able to speak Spanish, and she was able to engage in the simulation. So I think that's also helpful for some students. There's lesson plans that go along with it. So it's very turnkey. So any staff member would be able to utilize it. It's made for like an 8-week unit, 45 minutes a day. Like I said, it's already created, super easy to follow. Okay, so that's career exploration. Any questions on that side, or is there any application for the students that you work with? Would it be helpful, or and you can also say it wouldn't be helpful either. Anybody?
I can speak for myself. I mean, we have a foreign exchange student from Spain right now living with us, and she's under the gun. She's got to figure out what type of college she's wanting to go to as a sophomore in high school, whether it's the science route or social science, like her brother business. And we're constantly trying to have conversations about like, well, what do you see yourself doing as a career sort of thing? And if they can put on a VR headset and have some fun with it and try different things, I mean, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be super awesome. See, imagine this is already probably in like some schools, right? Like high schools where students could go use this and like get it.
Yeah,
Do
thousands.
like a job basically a job shadowing without having to do all the.
Correct. Yeah, I think we have 3,000 different partners now. We're in 48 states.
That's cool.
And I could look up like specifically partners that we have in your area. I know I could think of Willamette Education Service District, Malheur Education Service District. I think Portland Community College. There's a bunch that I could look up that utilize Transfr for sure. Yeah, that's Shane. I do appreciate that. I think things like times have changed a little bit too. So like when I was at college, it felt like the first 2 years you could kind of figure out what you wanted to do. Where now it's like my daughter, she had to declare what her major is right away. And it's like there doesn't seem to be that same amount of time to kind of explore. And so I think the more that we can help kids to kind of explore, the better. Thanks, Shane. Anything else from anybody? All right. If we were in person, I would pick on you guys a little bit more, but I won't do it today. The other side is virtual training facility. And so like here would be, I'll send this to you after, Robin, and then you can pass it out to people. But you can click on the product catalog. I'm going to go back, actually. I'm going to click on the product catalog and say you were interested in learning about healthcare, for example. I will go to the product catalog and I'll just click on health sciences right here. So this is one a lot of community colleges and some four-year colleges will utilize. So there's different simulations. You can see that there's different lengths. Like I said, they're not 5 to 8 minutes in length anymore because these are like real tasks that you would have to do. So say you're taking the blood pressure. It's 20 minutes. That first time through, the digital coach will be teaching you, guiding you how to do the blood pressure. The second time through, and in this case, the digital coach, her name's Flo, she'll say, I'm here if you need me, but really what Flo is doing is monitoring how accurate you're being. So at the end, the student or the teacher, staff member, counselor, whomever will get a dashboard that says, okay, it was your second time through. You got 97% accurate and it took you 17 minutes. You can practice as many times as you want. You don't have to worry about consumables or anything like that. So this would be healthcare. And then there's like I said, there's about 340 different simulations in these different pathways. So a lot of different uses. So like I was at Everett Community College, which will be a partner pretty soon in Washington, and they have an aviation department that's really good, but those kind of things are really expensive. They can't have everything. So they're like, well, we'll use virtual reality for the things that we don't have. They also said, well, we'll use virtual reality for if students miss class, we can have them do it with virtual, or if they need reteaching, we can have them use the VR. Having an education background like you, Shane, I think of it more as a small group and kind of instruction, which, maybe the teacher is working with a group of students over here, and then a group over here is doing virtual reality, and then kind of rotate, or having a group doing collaborative group seat work or however, but I would not see it as like every student needing one at the same time is what I'm saying. So I'll just quickly go through the different pathways and just show you some bullet points of what's in there. So manufacturing and construction. I was asked to speak at, now I'm not going to remember the name of the community college. It was a manufacturing conference. In my mind, because I don't have manufacturing as a background, I was thinking manufacturing is more like blue collar, more physical. And then I get there and I see all these really expensive equipment, and they showed me around, and I didn't know anything about, like, they measure things to the thousandth of an inch, and they had all these expensive tools. And Ashley, I see your hand, I'll get you. And they were like, oh, we could use virtual reality to just like show the students before they get on the expensive equipment and do it for real. And so I thought, okay, yeah, there's another application for it. And then Ashley, I saw you had a hand up. Do you still have a question or a comment?
Yeah, I was just curious. So a lot of these, it looks like it's like the actual career exploration, but when you said that one of the colleges was using it, like if a student misses a lab, is there that component for like our anatomy, our science classes? Like, I know some of those classes are very rigid on like, you miss a lab, you fail the class. Like, is that something that's within Transfr too?
No, so
Content?
it's not, I wouldn't say it's like made specific, like you can't personalize because these simulations take a long time. They're more general, so they maybe not specific to a certain person's class. But if the whole class is learning how to do blood pressure, say in a healthcare or doing a phlebotomy, which my wife told me not to tell a story, but I was talking to someone in healthcare and I said, yeah, you can do a lobotomy, and it's, and then I saw the healthcare person go like this and smile. I'm like, I think I said that wrong, didn't I? So phlebotomy is when you insert an IV. Lobotomy is when I think you take out the front of your lobe of your brain. So phlebotomy. So I would say it's not specific to like a class curriculum, but if they're teaching a certain aspect in here, they would certainly be able to use that as a pre-teach, reteach, or however they want to.
Okay, thank you.
So here's manufacturing and construction. Here's health sciences. There's always safety involved in each one of these different pathways. Diesel technology, automotive, electrical construction, aviation maintenance, hospitality, and tourism. So within there's about 340 different simulations. So you can take a look at the product catalog when I send it to Robin after this and see if there's any alignment, especially Ashley with your question, see if there's alignment to the programs where you're at. Ashley, I forgot, what school are you at?
At Chemeketa Community College.
How do you spell it?
CHEMEKETA.
Oh, ETA. Okay. I thought that's okay. And then there's a dashboard. And so with the dashboard, I've kind of explained it. You'll get, anyone can get this data. It could be an administrator, a teacher, staff member, student, and they'd be able, in this particular one, they were doing power tool safety. That took 59 minutes. They mastered it. They got 99%, and it was their second try. So for me, when I went to school, a lot of it was you get one chance to show what you know. Well, now I think that's not the way education should be. The main thing is that we want students to be able to learn it. And so if they need more than one chance to learn something, that's great. Virtual reality, you can do it as many times as you want. I talked about at the beginning, very realistic, very immersive, 360 degrees up and down. You feel like you're within that environment. And so everything's designed by industry experts. And one of my favorite stories I always tell is there was a CTE, career technical education teacher at Oak Ridge High School, small school district in Oregon, really small. And he had been a firefighter and a Marine prior to going into teaching. And he did a simulation where he was working with an emergency room patient and you insert an IV. And afterwards I said, how was that? And he's like, that was spot on. And he said again, that was spot on. He's like, that's the exact angle I was taught to insert an IV in the exact way I've done it thousands of times. And so they really are authentic tasks. And I think that goes along also with that whole efficacy piece, is that students will learn and they'll learn it better and retain more through virtual reality. So we talked about virtual coaches. We talked about realistic tasks. We talked about insights dashboard. And I think this might be my last slide. It's engaging. So it's engaging for your learners. Most of the students you work with have already done virtual reality. If they haven't, this is the next one. It's easy to learn, like super easy. Within 5 minutes, they're already able to figure out how to use the controllers and the grip button. Super easy. It's also easy for staff. It's not like, oh, here's one more thing that we need to learn. It's very simple. If you have the Wi-Fi, it works. And then we have a customer success team with myself that helps make sure that there's a smooth implementation. And then it's economical. Yes, there's a price tag, but you're not purchasing consumables or building special facilities. And so it's economical in that way. And we talked that it's effective, which is kind of what this slide shows. And I'll send you some efficacy studies after this. All right. So I know Robin gave me an hour. I can't talk that much. Oh man, a few words most of the time, but questions, comments, follow-up information that you would like me to send to Robin.
Well, Robin would also like to know, like, how is the structure? What of the cost? Is it like per device or per license, or how does that side of things work?
Let me look up pricing and I'll show you a visual at the same time. And let's see. Let's see. Now I can't find where, oh, there it is, stop share. I have two monitors, so sometimes I can't find where Zoom puts something. All right, so I think you could probably see this pricing. So how it works, I'm gonna start, first I'll start with, if you have your own headsets, Transfr can put the software on. So I have some partners who are starting to see how virtual reality has a lot of different applications and they want to use it for different things besides Transfr. So they might buy their own. At that point, we could just put the licenses on. Others, and I say this is the majority, just want to lease the headsets. They don't have to manage them. Transfr does that. The only thing that could be on those headsets is Transfr. So when students get on there, they can't go into gaming or watch videos or anything. It's only Transfr content. It's $200 per headset per year. That's not how Transfr makes their money. They make their money through creating all these simulations. So $200 if you want to lease. And then the pricing is pretty simple. Say you were only interested in career exploration, just that taste testing, it'd be $2,000 per headset per year, plus that $200 lease. As many students as you want can utilize each headset. So I was at Big Bend Community College for a career fair that they had in Washington, and they bussed in high school seniors from around the area, and I was one of the rotations. And so I would see about 25 students at a time. I had about 8 headsets with me, and students could just do a simulation and then they can move on to the next rotation. So my point is as many students as you want, and you can go anywhere with them. And then you can see each one of these modules is $2,000. So it's either going to be $2,000, or if you want to bundle some things, kind of like Progressive Auto Insurance with the home, the car, and the boat or whatever, you can bundle some things for $3. Or the most for your money is $5,000, where you get all 340 plus simulations, career exploration, and the training. You can also mix and match. So if, you know, one headset you want to have career exploration, another headset you want to have all access, another headset you want healthcare, you can do whatever you want. And then I think I saw some questions in the chat, but now I can't find the chat. I don't see it on my screen. Oh, there it is. I got it. Let me see if there's anything. I don't have any. Oh, they're introductions. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
our AI friends.
Okay. I don't think I have any questions. Anything else? Any questions about pricing, Robin? Did that answer your question? I'll send you the pricing when I'm also.
Yeah, that did. You know, with different vendors that we're talking to, it's always kind of figuring out what the needs are of our membership and if it's something they can take on their own, or if it's something that OTA would host. And so I don't know if that would be something that would turn out to be of interest, where OTA would purchase this stuff and then it would rotate around to programs to be able to utilize throughout the year to make it a more affordable option. So if there's interest, then Matt and I can look into that option. But I really want our community college and pre-college colleagues to view this first, because I feel like the majority of the usage would come from the pre-college and community college based off the topics that are listed. Is that how you all are seeing that as well? Okay.
And that's a way that it can totally be utilized. Some of the school districts I work with are small school districts, and that is a way that they'll utilize it. Well, not even just school districts, education service districts too. They'll buy a certain amount and then they'll create a checkout system where a group will get it for a certain amount of time and then pass it on to the next place. So that is a way that some people do it.
Okay. Wonderful.
Anything
Yeah,
else?
You mentioned Willamette ESD. That is a local education service service provider in our area. So I was curious, like, how are they using that?
Yeah, so they just hold on. Willamette has it. They probably have they might have more than 30 headsets now. They bought 10 recently for their migrant education program. Hold on, if you have a moment, I'll look up.
I think they primarily serve primary school, K through 12, but I'm not positive. I know they have, I think, a transition program maybe.
I'm going to see who my contacts are in there and if I can see. Would you like to know? And I could send this so I don't waste time finding it either. I could send you all the partners that we have within your area. So if you see like maybe there's a school, they're like, oh, I know that school, and you can say, Jerry, can you tell me who the contact person is for that, or what programs they're using it for, and then I'll look it up for you. So I can also, Robin, I'll send you like our partners that are near you in Oregon.
Wonderful. That'd be great.
Okay, I wrote myself a note to put partners. And then I never answered the question about Willamette, so let me look at Willamette. And I remember I did meet with their superintendent in person too. So let me type it, Willamette. And if you have other questions, I can multitask as I'm looking this up here. Let's see. I have Amy Calder as, I don't know if you know who Amy is. Let's see who Amy is. Senior Manager, Career Connected Learning. I don't know if you know Amy. And then let's see who else uses it there. Hold on. Jay Hernandez. Jay is, I think they bought 5 headsets, and I believe Jay is the coordinator, migrant education services. Let me see if I can find any other contacts here. Ashley, do you know anyone over there that you're specifically looking for?
No, I don't know any contacts specifically. I was just curious how they are using it because I know the Willamette ESD does serve a pretty broad area, but I think they do serve primary school, K through 12, but I'm not positive.
Let's see.
Technical.
So I met with Michael Beck. Michael Beck is the county superintendent. Michael liked it because he does serve a lot of, there's a lot of small rural school districts. And so he saw this as a way that maybe students without a lot of industry around them could be able to explore different careers. And then I didn't meet with Sherry Clark. Let's see who Sherry is. Sherry, career and college manager. So those are the contacts that I have listed under that account.
Okay. That is a familiar name. I think I might know them from a previous role, but a long time ago.
Any other questions or things that you want me to follow up with?
Jerry, thank you so much. It sounds like the questions that we have at this point have been answered, but I'm excited to share out all this information. And like I said, especially get our pre-college and community college colleagues in front of this so that we can see how this program and technology could best be utilized here in Oregon.
Sounds good. Robin, I'll send you some information you could pass on to people. And if you ever need me to come out and bring some headsets and have
that's what I was wondering, if we wanted to do that at the conference, if we had interest from people. We have our conference coming up at the beginning of April.
I'm always happy to come out and bring some headsets, and so people can, it's one thing to talk about virtual reality and it's another thing to try it on.
Yeah.
And so it's fun to watch the expressions of people who have never tried it before and just like, oh, okay, I get this now. Like, yeah. I can see how powerful this would be with students who are now they can actually visualize it and see it and experience it in a way that nothing else can do. So I'll leave that up to you, Robin, what you want for next steps, but I'll send you some information and know that I'm here to support you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.